Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Hope you had an incredible Juneteenth celebration yesterday. Actually, is today the federal holiday then?
Yes.
Today is the federal holiday.
Yeah.
Wow, and we don't have Juneteenth off. How is that possible? I'm pissed. I'm pissed about it.
I kind of am too now that you mention it. Yeah.
We should be home sleeping soundly right now.
And, yesterday was Father's Day, and I guess we failed to say that on Friday before
We did?
we left. Yeah.
Okay.
And I forgot one.
Did people forget then?
Well, no, that a pathead said maybe Bill was right.
Oh, yeah. We didn't talk about dads enough.
Talk about fathers.
Shoot.
Call her Bill. So there you go. Did you have a good Father's Day?
Yeah, I did. I did. Had a good Juneteenth day, too.
Yeah.
It was,
What'd you do?
Of course, celebrated around the Juneteenth tree. For those who, have just gotten caught up in the excitement and the celebration that is Juneteenth, it was actually the day, of course, a Union Army arrived in Galveston, Texas in 1865 and let the slaves know that they were free. It is a pretty cool day. Pretty cool day. But let's not forget who it was that was keeping them in slavery. Because that was Democrats that were trying to continue with slavery even though they lost the war.
Huh.
Yeah. The South was loaded with Democrats. And those Democrats kept trying to keep blacks in particular on the reservation or on the plantation all the way through till they fought the civil rights movement tooth and nail before it was finally passed. All right. We have a brand new bingo card that is pinned to the top of Pat Unleashed on Twitter. And if you get a bingo, which is 5 across, down, or diagonally, then you win $30 worth of merchandise from patgrayshop.com. And it goes a little something like this. In the upper left-hand corner, we got Gadfly. Then Keith.
No, I'm going to suggest a bumper sticker for your car.
Okay. The founders spinning like lathes in their graves. Love that one.
Every day.
Yep. This. Well, what happened to my, wow.
I saw this boat in half.
Sabotaged by Corby in the other room.
Unacceptable.
Completely unacceptable. Jeffy, I won't have it. Then we've got Barack saying, it's not Barack saying this. Someone else says this. Phony ass Obama. You don't have that one, Chris?
Corby.
I'm telling you.
Phony ass Obama.
You working for Potter in there?
Yeah, right? Which is the next one. Oh. Are you working for Potter? No.
I didn't even see
You
that.
see? Yeah. Next one. Then we have Biden with poor kids, talking about the poor kids.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Really? That can't be.
Wow.
Is it true?
Wow.
Yeah. Amazing the things that he has survived.
A cat can give birth to kittens in the oven. That don't make them biscuits.
That's the next one. Haven't played that in a long time, so it's going to be fun. Another Babylon Bee headline comes true.
Oh.
Jeffy pushing his CTF merch, choosing the chew the fat. Then we have, ladies and gentlemen, I've been dumb. I think I do have that, don't I?
Yeah, I sent that to you on Friday.
Yes, you did, and I put it in.
I remember that.
So where did I put it?
Because if you search under Biden dumb, you probably have 30 things that come up.
Yeah, at least.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I do. Huh. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There it is.
I've been dumb.
Right.
I've done some dumb things, and I'll do dumb things again.
Well, I think that's
yes.
true. Nobody would argue with that. Then President Brain Dead in the middle square.
Oh, that worked out.
AOC, how do you pay for it? You just do. You know? I mean, it's not that difficult.
People often say, like, how are you going to pay for it?
Yeah.
And I find the question so puzzling because
Puzzling. It really
how do you
is.
pay for something that's more affordable? How do you pay for cheaper rent? How do you pay for you just pay for it. We're paying more now.
You just paid for it. That's all you do. So, that's pretty easy.
She sucks.
Next one is Keith with,
Good times. Good times.
and then American Mormon. American Mormon! It goes a little something like that.
I like it.
We've upped our whatever. Now, up yours.
Yours.
The Screaming Mummy. Then Pat is surprised to learn someone died years ago. Obama with the skyrocket thing.
The problem
is not
technical.
Uh-huh.
And the problem is not sufficient mastery of the legislative intricacies of Washington.
Okay.
Under my plan of a cap and trade system,
right,
electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket.
Huh. So costs will necessarily skyrocket.
Yeah, they figured out some way to make our costs skyrocket.
Yeah, they did.
They're going to get there, and there we go.
We've got Keith saying,
"Oh, seems legit."
And then somebody reclaiming their time.
Oh, Maxine Waters. Yeah.
Maxine, okay.
I don't think anybody has that.
Mentioning the View Coven. Jeffy, it's only illegal if you get caught.
Thank you.
And then somebody is leaving to sell facial cream. Which, one of our favorite things from a while ago. So thanks for being with us. It was another, we're just loaded again with stuff. So much stuff that I don't even know really where to begin. I guess you start with the magnificent president of the United States, who proves each and every day, how wonderful he really, really is. Last week, the White House wanted to show how active and physically fit Joe is. And so he ran a little bit.
Oh, good.
And the internet took it from there.
Okay, let's see here.
Come on now. That's ridiculous. So he's chasing an ice cream truck.
Yeah, right.
That's fun.
Of course he is. Boy, I'm convinced. I saw him do
you see him run?
A light jog, so he must be.
He's fine.
The most athletic president we've ever had.
He just proved it right there. He's not compromised in any way. On Saturday morning, the athlete in chief, we'll call him, went for a bike ride, and this happened. And oopsie daisies, down he goes. Oh, golly. Why? It's weird. It's like he just stopped and he was trying to, I heard he was trying to backpedal. He was going to show off a little bit or something.
Oh, really? I thought he was just trying to dismount. Because they were talking about how he's got toe clips on the pedal. And who among us?
Who among us?
I'm the most accident-prone person in the world. I could totally see that happening to me, but I'm also not a Marxist, so this is funny.
Yeah, right.
But honestly, and I'm not kidding, I think there might have been a kid there that he wanted to get off the bike and talk to.
And smell.
Don't sniff him. I think that's exactly what was going on there.
Play that one more time. Just soak it in. President of the United States. Great, here he comes. Okay, there. And oh my gosh, that was a nasty little spill. Okay, perfect.
It's
perfect.
That's not the art of riding a bicycle that he screwed up. It's just trying to stand up, or as Snide Whiplash, Pat Head, tweeted out that we need to ban all bikes that are 10 speeds or more. No one needs a bike with more than 5 speeds.
That's a really good point.
It is. That's it. Yeah.
You don't need all those speeds. Who needs 10? Nobody. Wow. What are you going to do? What? Are the deer, do they have rockets up their anus? Is that what it is? And they can just burst speed through the forest?
Yeah, you don't need to go that fast, honestly. I don't know when you would need to. Oh, look, now he's getting a little...
In a move to protect President Puddinhead from himself, the White House staff has decided to restrict Joey to 4-wheel outdoor adventure instead of the dangerous 2 wheels after his mishap. And that's his new vehicle, so that'll be great.
Beat a bow tie. Nice job with that. Texas Bizzle asks the question, what's worse, a 50-year-old man in mom jeans or an 80-year-old man in spandex? There you see, we thought Obama sucked with a bike.
So stupid. Look at that.
But
phony ass Obama.
Thank you. But he's been bested by this guy.
No question.
Who likes to check out the asphalt. No, but look at that. That right there, that image is around the world, and that is America now in the eyes of the world. An old man on his back on the asphalt.
Like a dying cockroach with his legs up in the air, quivering. I've fallen, and I can't get up.
What a metaphor.
Wow.
So there you go.
Then we have, and actually, there's a better angle that shows just how he got knocked off his bike.
Oh.
So here's what happened in reality.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have done it. Take a golf ball. Thank goodness he was wearing a helmet. Ugh. Man.
That's really weird. That's a great shot, though, of how he fell. There doesn't seem to be any reason for it.
Yeah.
Play it one more time. Let's see that.
Trying to get off the bike.
Yeah. Play that angle again when it gets hit with the golf ball.
Trump's fault, obviously, though.
Of course.
Okay.
Everything is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can we play that one more time?
I think the Commodore 64 is on strike now.
I see.
Oh, there we go. See, his right foot was stuck in the...
yeah, he just got caught, fell down.
Yeah, watch that right foot.
Bam.
Oh, you know what, though? Oh, you know what? I don't know if I sent this in or not. But there was chatter among the Patheads all weekend that he could try out for the Miami Bike Cops squad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he fit in perfectly there. There we go. Talk about getting your foot hung up. Watch this front guy right here.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so it can happen to the best of us.
Look at that. That's their best take, with the raindrop on the lens and all.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. We got this tweet from Brandon Leslie. Sums up the Biden presidency perfectly. Things Joe Biden can't do. 1, speak. 2, tell the truth. 3, walk upstairs. Number 4, answer questions by the media. And number 5, ride a bike.
Ride a bike. There we go.
Just a few things. Those are just some of the things he can't do. But they're still hammering all of those lies. Speaking of his ability to lie, over and over and over, we hear the big lie from Trump that was, the election was stolen from him. How about the big lie that they tell over and over and over again about January 6th, where multiple cops were murdered by the crowd? Here's Jim Acosta said over the weekend that, in fact, he had the wife of Brian Sicknick on. Brian Sicknick is the cop who died of 2 strokes. And he played a Trump clip where Trump says that, there weren't any guns. And actually, I think they found a few. But it was very few people. It was rare for anybody to be armed at that event. So he claims that's a total lie. Trump also mentioned that nobody was killed except Ashley Babbitt. And so Costa comes back and talks about the big lie. That's the fact that anybody was killed by that mob, because they were not. Somebody in the mob was killed. A Trump supporter was killed. But none of the cops were killed by that gathering of people. This is the real big lie, that the rioters were killing police officers there and that they're responsible for those deaths. Even as he describes the death that Brian Sicknick had happened to him, he says he had 2 strokes. You're saying that then that the people at the rally caused his strokes? It's asinine. And he lies even as he's accusing Trump of that big lie of January 6th. It's an amazing thing. There's absolutely no self-awareness from those people. And they continue to fire up Democrats by claiming that the Trump people were responsible for the deaths, and then they blame the suicides on the crowd. Wow, really? Okay, so there was an event where things got unruly. So they killed themselves over it? That one event? Really? Huh. And where are you getting that? What expert has ever come out and said, yeah, you know what? Brian Sicknick's strokes were caused by the mob, and so were the suicides of the other 2 cops.
I want to know where those cops were stationed that committed suicide. In other words, were they the ones that were instructed to open the doors? Or I want to know where they were in relation.
Would be nice to know, but they only give out selective information on that. Right. Anything that fits their agenda, they'll let us hear about. If it doesn't, it's sequestered and hidden from us. Let me tell you about something I absolutely love. And certainly, if you didn't get what you wanted for Father's Day, some Tommy John underwear, now's the time to just do it yourself. Just trade in the old tie that you got or the new tie. You probably didn't get a used one. Trade in the tie you got, get your money back, and instead put it towards some Tommy John underwear.
Absolutely.
When you wear Tommy John, you're that much cooler. And if it's anything like Texas right now, where you are, it's miserably hot.
Yeah.
So when you're comfortable in your underwear and it's not riding up and it's not making you hotter, you can do everything better. Thanks to breathable, lightweight fabric with 4 times the stretch of competing brands. Dozens of comfort innovations. Tommy John will keep you looking and feeling cool all season long, from lounging at home to summertime fun. And the loungewear is second to none. You're going to absolutely love it and look forward to putting it on every day after you get home. Shop TommyJohn.com/unleashed right now and get 20% off your first order. 20% off at TommyJohn.com/unleashed. That's TommyJohn.com/unleashed.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
On Friday, we talked about how the Ashley Biden diary, Joe Biden's daughter's diary, got no traction when it came out, last fall maybe? Last summer, something like that. It's been out for a long time, and nobody paid any attention to it. And so it inspired me to think, wow, we should write a diary parody song for that. And then it occurred to Rob, we already had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
and who did this originally?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden did this originally?
Joe Biden sang the song about his daughter's diary.
Okay.
And this, because she took showers with him. And isn't that precious? Daddy-daughter showers. So inappropriate, so bad. It's way beyond inappropriate. It's sick and twisted. Because apparently, according to her diary, she was sexually active at the time she was doing that. So do the math on that. How old do you think she was? I don't know. But Joe sang about it. I found my daughter's diary underneath a tree and started reading about me. The words she'd written took me by surprise. Maybe the showers we took were unwise.
Oh, no.
She said she didn't like what happened way back when. Wouldn't you know it? She has just blown it. I won the office with a record vote. Now Ashley brings this sour note. This is exactly what we don't talk about. My daughter, who we don't let get out. And though we try to hide the fact that she's alive, wouldn't you know it? she could still blow it. And as I begin to shout, what was I just talking about? I can't even find my pants. Wow. Sad.
Oh, no.
Sad. The end. Oh, wow. There it is. So there it was.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to David Gates and Bread for the music there.
I thought it was Joe Biden.
Well, yeah. Well, David Gates and Bread did the music for Joe.
Oh,
as he sang.
Yeah. Big get.
Yeah. Really good. I mean, what have they been doing other than lawn work lately? You know, they're not exactly pumping out a lot of hits.
I see.
At the present time.
I see.
There's a driver with an apparent anti-Trump bumper sticker on his car, and he slammed that car at 35 miles an hour into a pro-Trump merchandise store in Easton, Massachusetts.
Oh, that seems reasonable, right?
Yeah. And Thursday afternoon, this happened. So, no reason you should have heard about it. Look at that. He could have killed people.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
And apparently he almost did.
Yeah. Wow, the people really fortunate not to be in front of that because, jeez. So police said the Jetta was driven by a 46-year-old man who was transported to Good Samaritan Medical Center. That doesn't seem to be the right place for him. Good Samaritan Medical Center? For treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Just before he did that, there was a little boy with his mother shopping right in that spot. The clerk was about to go to the bathroom. He would have gotten hit. Photos of the vehicle show at least one anti-Trump bumper sticker on it. Features a picture of Trump and reads, "Those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities."
That sounds like a bumper sticker your car needs.
Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So we haven't confirmed yet that he's a Trump hater and that's why he did this, right?
No, but I think the store owner I heard in another interview say something about, I think we're dealing with some mental issues here. Yeah, you think?
Yeah. I think, I don't know too many people who are right in their head that drive through stores like that.
And that was an ironic bumper sticker for that car. Those who will make you believe absurdities will
make you commit atrocities. Yeah. Is right.
Like Joe Biden flipped that one around. Yeah, the lack of self-awareness in this world. I mean, it's
crazy,
stunning.
It's amazing. 888-900-3393. People are starting to believe that Ron DeSantis might be coming for Donald Trump. A lot of people think that he'll run regardless. Well, he was just discussing the guy who wanted to kill Brett Kavanaugh. And here's what he had to say.
This is something that's very, very troubling because you got a lot of people who whip this up. People like Chuck Schumer talking about them facing the whirlwind. They have lifetime appointments. What type of whirlwind are you talking about? And so you're doing that. And I think there's a lot of really, really crazy people out there, unfortunately, that really get consumed with ideology. These are people that don't really have, I think, a religious foundation or any type of relationship with God. And so they turn to radical politics as kind of what they're going to do.
I really like this guy. Just makes sense that he's brave. He's bold. Tells the truth. Now, apparently, though, atheists want an apology for that comment.
Because they don't believe in God?
Yeah. Yep. How dare you say that somebody who doesn't believe in God would do something wrong? Is that their beef? I don't know. What is your problem with that? And Christians do bad things too, and that's often pointed out. So, what, atheists are immune from any sort of critical look at them and their lives, or one specific?
Yeah.
I mean, he's right in that there's a lot of atheism in people who commit atrocities like this. They're usually atheists. I bet if we went back, 80% of them would be atheists. Maybe more.
That's interesting.
Meanwhile, a group of teenage girls gathered in front of Justice Amy Coney Barrett's house.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that DeSantis was talking about. Guy drives his car through a Trump store front window. Guy tries to kill Kavanaugh.
Yep.
And, I mean, it's just escalating. And, yeah, this is ridiculous. This is gross. Hide the kids. Teenage girls.
Goes a little something like this.
In front of Amy Coney Barrett's house. You
No.
got that?
Doesn't.
I don't know. I'm not hearing anything. Is the Commodore 64 still on strike? There we go.
There.
So there we
Okay.
go. We're 15 years old. We're taping up our hands and our mouths, and
We are here at Justice Amy Coney Barrett's house today with our arms tied, with our mouths covered, holding dolls, because this is what Amy's America looks like. Children will be forced to give birth to children. Women will be silenced. Women will be invalidated. Women will be told they are less than.
No.
Women will be told they are inferior.
Women will be born.
And that is not okay.
Stupid.
that's not okay.
We cannot let that happen. So all of you who say you are pro-choice, get up and say it out loud. Get up, take to the streets and stay. Because you cannot let this happen to your sisters, to your daughters, to your mothers. You can't let this future happen to us.
My daughters.
It's not fair.
Rise up for abortion, rise up, rise up.
It's amazing how ignorant they are, isn't it? It's incredible.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Rise up, hell yeah.
So bad.
There we are. There's America today.
Such indoctrination. And you can tell there's been no thought. They haven't thought this through at all. Well, if I'm thinking about that's exactly what I'm thinking about when I'm trying to stop abortion are people's daughters and sons. Their sons and their daughters. Let them be born. Let them be alive. Why would you want less daughters to be born? Why? What is the incentive for this? Wow, have they been nicely indoctrinated through the public school system, through the culture that we have now, the culture of death, where life is just not considered sacred anymore.
No,
it's really not.
Culture of death.
It's really amazing that 15-year-olds, I mean, they're so into it that they show up at Amy Coney Barrett's house and do this weird little presentation.
We don't have a date yet for when they're going to release the court case there.
Now, they said Tuesday and Thursday they're releasing opinions, but that doesn't necessarily mean the abortion one will be among them. But
Boy,
yeah, that's happening this week.
If you think it's crazy now in front of these justices' house,
my gosh.
just wait until it's official.
Right.
And don't forget, the Biden administration is considering an executive order to override that, which this administration does not care.
No.
They don't care the destruction that they're sowing. I mean, it's I hesitate to say sowing because we're actually starting to get the harvest now.
Yeah. Yep. And people are losing their minds because Justice Sotomayor's recent comments about Justice Thomas, him being a breath of fresh air, and that's not sitting well with the left. We'll get to that coming up in a minute.
How dare you be civil?
Yeah, like Scalia and Ruth Bader Ginsburg were. They were best friends.
Right. Yeah, and so, I mean, I like what she had to say, and obviously we'll play it after the break here, but it's rare moments of civility like this that you just, it's like an oasis in the desert. But she's speaking to this audience of radicals who
don't
go
like it.
Go and stand in front of justices' houses.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate
it. You'll hear that coming up next.
We are a democracy.
The democracy.
Democracy. Democracy.
Our democracy.
We're democracy.
I wonder what Pat Gray thinks about that.
We're not a democracy.
Now back to Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
Welcome. Got some tweets here. Mr. S tweets, before he claims he did, no, Joe did not win the Tour de France in 68. That's good to know. J. Corby 821, he can't even ride a bike. How did he win an election? Oh, wait. Yeah. Spunker 1300R. The only reason this happened is because Joe was trying to look cool. You don't need toe straps to ride a bike. Millions of people ride successfully without them. Is that true? Is that possible? Is it even possible? All right, maybe you're right. So, in the midst of a world gone crazy, isn't it kind of cool to see a couple of the supposed at odds Supreme Court justices get along well? Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor recently talked about Justice Thomas, and of course, what a breath of fresh air he is.
But I suspect I have probably disagreed with him more than with any other justice. That we have not joined each other's opinions more than anybody else. And yet, Justice Thomas is the one justice in the building that literally knows every employee's name, every one of them. And not only does he know their names, he remembers their families' names and histories.
Okay.
He's the first one who will go up to someone when you're walking with him and say, "Is your son okay? How's your daughter doing in college?" He's the first one that when my stepfather died, sent me flowers in Florida. He is a man who cares deeply about the court as an institution, about the people who work there, but about people. He has a different vision than I do.
Yeah, but I think that's an understatement.
About how to help people. And about their responsibilities to help themselves. I've often said to people, Justice Thomas believes that every person can pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I believe that some people can't get to their bootstraps without help. They need someone to help them lift their foot up so they can reach those bootstraps. That's a very different philosophy of life. But I think we share a common understanding.
That's good.
You do.
I don't know if this is over yet. Oh, no, sorry.
It's not over yet.
People and kindness.
The fourth false ending there.
That's why I can be friends with him.
Okay.
And still continue our daily battle over our difference of opinions in cases.
I love it.
That's nice.
Good stuff.
And that is a breath of fresh air. It's like, we can disagree without being disagreeable.
Oh, that's cute. Write that one down, would you?
Yeah, I should, because nobody's ever heard that before.
That's really catchy.
Can't we just disagree without being disagreeable?
Oh, well, you've never been on Twitter then.
On Twitter, the answer is no. Nope. But in the Supreme Court, and it's interesting because we mentioned already Antonin Scalia and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who went on vacations together, with their spouses, and enjoyed each other's company. They did dinners together. They hung out. They were friends, really good friends. And now apparently it's happening between Sonia Sotomayor and Thomas and Justice Clarence Thomas.
I love it.
I do too. I like that.
It's so rare you see something like that.
Yeah. They don't have to be at each other's throats like everybody is in Philadelphia right now.
Oh, God.
Philadelphia is, I don't know what happened there as opposed to anywhere else, but crime seems to have skyrocketed more than any other city in America.
Yeah, for Chicago, it's just a way of life.
Yeah, and they've had this for a long time.
New York and Philadelphia are in fact, most major cities are skyrocketing. What do they all have in common? Gun-free zones run by progressives. But anyway.
Democrats?
Yeah, Democrats, yeah. But yeah, Philadelphia really shining here lately with some high-profile videos.
Guy had his car stolen in broad daylight. Check this out. Winning a little something.
He's at a gas station.
Like this.
And, okay, he makes a mistake here. Watch the guy in the background going to walk by. You should probably keep your eye on anybody walking by. Just as a rule of thumb. But he doesn't even acknowledge him. Huh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Guy's sneaking up
now
behind
he's
him.
distracted by these other guys coming up.
Nope. Oh my gosh.
No, that's not good.
Gets jumped.
Yep.
And choked.
And a whole mess of people show up here to take care of this.
Oh, man.
Oh, look. There goes a phone. I got to get that phone there. Oh, boy. You're a winner. That's a kid right there, too. No joke. Ugh.
Did they catch these guys, I hope?
I don't know that they caught these guys. I really don't. So know your surroundings. Stay alert. Stay armed.
Mm-hmm.
And stay alive. But they got his car, and if he's not armed, he at least had other things at his disposal, like his eyes.
All right. To pay attention to what's going on.
But let's do a flashback, because we've had a similar encounter before, and this is how you handle it if you don't have a lot of tools at your disposal. You recall this fun adventure this guy had at his gas pump?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Let me just hose you down.
That's so great.
Hose the inside of your van down. Yep, there you go. See ya.
Brilliant.
Have a good day.
That's brilliant.
Okay, you can kill that there. All right. Huh.
Okay. So, yeah, you're being sprayed down with gasoline. I don't think you stick around that.
Maybe if
that area,
the Philadelphia guy, if someone's walking by you, maybe you turn around and watch them and keep your car to your back.
Yeah.
That way, you've got your 6 covered.
Yeah. Jeez. Shouldn't have to do that.
No, you should not. But that's Philadelphia,
that kind of stuff.
And we got another disturbing video out of Philadelphia. I don't like this at all. There's women walking down the street, and then this guy just walks up and decides,
Jeez.
Just starts wailing on him.
No. For no reason.
No reason. Well, I mean, it's white supremacy, obviously. Same case with a gas pump. White supremacy running rampant in America's cities. And I couldn't understand what he said there. They did catch this guy, by the way. He has been doing this to a lot of women. And actually, one of the cases is a sexual assault. So that guy's actually behind bars right now.
Oh, that's good to know. Wow. 888-900-3393. It's kind of amazing that there are still people showing up at the gas pumps with the prices the way they are. How much is the most expensive fill-up you've made in the last few weeks?
Oh, God. What, the grand total price?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For me, it's 120.
No, it's not above 100.
Producer Rob just paid to fill up his wife's car, which is similar to mine.
Y'all use the 93?
Yeah, $110. $110. Yeah,
I'm in the 80s.
Are you?
Yeah, for the 92.
What a bargain!
Right?
Wow, what a bargain for your truck. Ah, that's a dream come true, man. That's a storybook.
Boy, that gas mileage is good too.
I bet. I'll bet it is. Do you remember what? It's down to $4.98.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. We're saving 2 cents. 3 cents from last week's high of $5.01.
Should we thank Putin since we blame him when it goes up?
Yeah, why not? I'll thank Putin and Biden for this incredible relief at the pump. But let's look back at what the guy said, because he wants oil companies to forget their profit and just lower their price in the midst of all of this. Because, man, has he ever been incentivizing them from the very beginning?
I want you to just take a look, okay? You don't have to
Talking
agree,
to a teenage girl here.
Look in my eyes.
All right, look in your eyes.
I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel, and I am not going to cooperate with him, okay?
And he's not going to cooperate with him. I guarantee you, we will end fossil fuels, and I'm not going to cooperate with them. Those are the companies now you're telling that you don't understand why they're not doing the things you want them to do? Well,
Vladimir Putin's really got his Joe Biden impersonation down cold.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Good job.
And really, from the day he got in office, he's been trying to fulfill that promise. That's one of the things that he really has done. Closing down the Keystone Pipeline, not issuing any new leases to search for oil No new leases whatsoever.
And going to court to stop already active leases. I mean, it's insanity.
It is. And it's why his approval rating's down to 32%. It's one of the many. 32%.
What's the lowest a sitting president has ever had? I guess Nixon, maybe?
That's probably Nixon. Yeah, I don't know where. I think his was in the 20s by the time he left office. But 32% approval, 57% disapprove. He's 25 points underwater. 11% of survey participants did not approve or disapprove. I don't know. It's okay. I don't know.
Gosh, you're not going to believe this.
What? What's the lowest?
So Trump, after January 6th, his was down to 29%.
Oh, my gosh. Was it really?
George W. Bush.
Yeah.
This is about a month after the stock market collapse, after the 19%.
What?
In October of 2000.
Was it really?
Wait a minute.
That can't be. I don't think that's right.
This is the dumbest website ever. Hang on a second. Yeah.
George W. Bush had 19% approval ratings.
And that was, okay, here we go. Yeah, 19 in February of 2008. Wow. So right before he goes out of office. A year left. So he was a lame duck at that point, right? Okay. And remember, he was a high of 92.
Yeah.
After September 11th.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just a structured weird here. Hang on a second. So, okay, here we go. Joe Biden's highest was 63. Lowest right now, 32. Trump, highest 49, lowest 29. Obama, 76, lowest 37. Bush, 92, lowest 19. Clinton, 73 for a high, 36 for a low. George H.W. Bush, 89, 29. And if you go down to Nixon, 23.
Oh, okay.
23, still higher than George W. Bush.
Hard to believe.
Shut up. Harry Truman, 22% as he was going out the door?
No.
Really? What? That makes no sense at all. Of course, I wasn't alive back then.
Yeah,
we should ask Jeffy what was going on in the country. Why was everybody mad at him in 1952?
Right. What was the deal? Huh. Let me tell you about Omega XL. We've got all kinds of joints in our bodies, 360 of them. And we have these things called SPMs that when we're young, our bodies produce these SPMs that keep our joints healthy. But as we age, we don't produce enough of those. And so things start to happen with your joints. They break down, they become inflamed, and you have pain. And a lot of things just can't get to that kind of pain. But Omega XL can. It's all natural. It's not a drug you're going to become addicted to. It's from the fatty acids in the pristine waters around New Zealand. So it really does work. It certainly did for me, and hopefully it will for you. Give it a try. Go to omegaxl.com/Pat, omegaxl.com/Pat. When you buy your first bottle, they're going to give another one to you for free. Buy one, get one free at omegaxl.com/Pat or call 800-844-4888.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
And, okay, you couple the low approval rating with all the Democrats saying, yeah, we don't, I don't say my name, but I don't want him to run. I mean, nobody wants this guy to run. No one. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell on me. Anonymity is key here. But he can't run. So nobody will attach their name to it. Well, David Axelrod did last week, I guess. But his advisors have been studying a spring 2023 re-election announcement that would echo the timetable of his former boss, President Obama.
Oh, President My Boss.
President My Boss, yeah. They've flooded the 2024 battleground states with millions of dollars to build up operations in advance of the next presidential campaign. And so he's given every indication that, yes, he is going to run. That's how arrogant the guy is. Despite all of the problems that he obviously has. But the goal of his advisors is to send every possible message to him that Biden 79 years old, is ready, able, and determined to carry the party banner into the next presidential election. Bull. That is BS.
Man, what do you do if you're the Democrat Party now?
I don't know.
Because you can't force him out and then have Kamala, who nobody likes either.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would think, oh, I'm running in 24, so you don't want her.
Mm-hmm.
You can't convince the old man just to step aside. This is going to be interesting.
The other interesting poll that was just taken over the weekend or late last week was that for the first time in this polling season that's really early for 2024, but Trump just pulled ahead of him for the first time in these polls, 44-42. Hard to believe it's that close. I mean, I can't even believe it. But I think once you start showing commercials where he can't think, can't function, screws up, gets lost, that's got to have an impact, right? A lot of people just haven't seen that stuff. I don't think, because they watch CNN exclusively or MSNBC or whatever, and they just never see it. So when they're exposed to it, that's got to have an effect. Doesn't it? Don't people still want a president with full mental capacity? I hope. Come on. Now, Kamala Harris has announced a launch of the White House task force to stop online gendered disinformation. Spend some time with that coming up here in a few minutes.
That suspiciously sounds like the, what was it, the Disinformation Governance Board?
Kind of like that, yeah.
They said, oh, we're not doing that now, just kidding.
It's just taking a new form, and they're doing it anyway. MSNBC's Chris Hayes also says it's violent to oppose drag queen story hour. It's violent? Really? We'll get into that as well, and much more coming up.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. JC821 tweets, apparently you need to be heavily armed in Philly. I used to live in Philly. I moved out. Jersey now. Oh, Jersey's like Shangri-La.
Wait a minute.
It's paradise, isn't it? If you moved from Philadelphia to Jersey for reasons of getting away from crime, it must really be bad in Philly.
Wow.
Jeez.
I don't know, man. You talk about...
Wow.
Good luck. Good luck. 6 1/2 dozen.
Toothpaste words. At this point, letting them steal the car is cheaper than spraying the thieves with gas.
Right.
And two-wheeled giblets. The guy with the fuel hose knows. In the right hands, everything is a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Sure did. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. 888-900-3393. Got some good news before we get into the bizarre world again. The FINA, the World Governing Body for Swimming. I don't know what FINA stands for, but the
probably
Fish International.
That's it. Yep.
Nurturing Association. On Sunday, voted to restrict the participation of transgender athletes in elite women's competitions and created a working group to establish an open category.
Okay, see?
For them.
That's what we
said.
So
they're gonna create a whole new category for trans.
Okay.
Makes perfect sense. It's what we've been saying all along. Let them compete. Yes, against each other. Why not? So it's surprising to me that they did the right thing, but they did. They banned trans from swimming competitions anyway. We'll see what happens. Soccer is considering certain things. I think they just dropped the testosterone test on trans women.
Yeah, what is the FINA thing is, you said, what is it, 12 years old? If you haven't undergone sex change by 12 years old, then you are disqualified from competing in the women's category.
Yes.
And then, by the way, it's...
Male puberty suppressed beginning at Tanner stage 2 or before age 12. Whichever is later. I don't know what Tanner stage 2 is. Have you ever... I've never heard of that.
TANNER?
Yeah. Tanner stage 2 or before age 12, whichever is later.
I don't want to dig too deeply in here, but I guess there's certain things going on with your body.
Okay.
That is... Tanner stage 2.
We'll just leave it at that then, perhaps.
And so, you know what's going to happen is, and by the way, it's Federation Internationale de Natation.
Oh.
FINA, of course.
So it wasn't the Fish International
Nurturing
Association.
Yeah. No, that's a different FINA. You're getting your FINAs mixed up.
All right.
Okay, so they're going to start this separate category. You know that nobody's going to show up there.
That's what I'm thinking,
It's not that they want to compete. It's that they want to crush women. That's all this is. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody shows up or if it's just going to be a bunch of crickets.
They want that advantage. And so far, they've been getting it. And they've been allowed to have their way. But this seems to put a stop to the Leah Thomas thing, doesn't it? Seems like it stops that.
That's, one thing they said.
Because they, whatever the pronoun is there, were planning, I think, to try for the Olympic team. They wanted to be part of the Olympics.
That's what he
in
said.
the next Summer Games. But no, thank you.
So now we could have, here's what we could do now. We could have the regular Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Then we could have the Paralympics.
Right. And then we could have the Trans-Olympics.
Trans-Olympics.
I like it.
It'll just be 3 months of fun.
And eventually, within a couple of years, the Trans-Olympics are going to be the biggest competition of the three. There's going to be more athletes in that than there are in the normal games because everybody's going trans now. So
yeah.
By 2030, we're going to be about 80% trans.
Oh wow.
Yeah, at the rate we're going right now, watch and see. There's going to be a lot of them. MSNBC host Chris Hayes said that it is a violent idea to oppose exposing children to anything that deviates from gender norms. Hayes interviewed the Present Age newsletter writer Parker Malloy about conservative media's focus on gay and transgender people, as well as drag queens. Malloy claimed that right-wing people are saying that LGBTQ people are a threat to be around children by passing legislation to... Well, there's a reason for that. Because if you're among the LGBTQ people, the trans people, it's all about sexuality. And no, I don't want my kids exposed to your idea of sexuality. Sorry. Not right now.
Yeah.
Let me have them for a while, and then when they're adults, they can noodle it out for themselves.
At least let them get through Tanner Stage 2.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. So passing legislation to ban kids from attending drag queen events and banning classroom discussion about sexual orientation and gender identity in early elementary school. Right.
They say
it's not up to you to... Right. I mean, come on. Yes, we do want to protect them from that. Sorry. Actually, I'm not. I'm not sorry. I don't make any apologies for that. It's not appropriate to be jamming this down our kids' throats. Stop it. Let them be kids. The idea that introducing your child to any example of deviation from gender norms is child abuse, like per se, right? That itself is child abuse.
Oh, stop. So you preventing your kids from being exposed to these people that are exposing themselves
is child abuse. That is an extreme, disgusting, and frankly kind of violent idea because it embeds a notion of child abuse. Unreal. I mean...
The world is upside down with these people.
Sure is. Then we got the weird situation of the woman who is running for... She used to be a TV news anchor in Phoenix, and she's running for governor of Arizona. Her name is Kari Lake. She's been railing about this drag queen thing lately.
Oh, wow.
She said, and I agree with this, they kicked God out of schools and welcomed the drag queens. They took down our flag and replaced it with a rainbow. They seek to disarm Americans and militarize our enemies. Let's bring back the basics. God, guns, and glory. Okay? The problem is she's hosted drag queen events for quite some time.
Excuse me?
Yeah, at her home. She's hosted drag queen events, and according to the people who performed there for her, her children were front and center. Now, she denies that, but what a weird story.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Take your own advice, lady.
I know.
Right? It's a chick running, you said? Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I don't know who
we're
talking about here.
Yeah, Kari Lake.
Okay.
Jeez. How do you start making those claims? How do you say things like that? And then you know that you've held drag queen events in your own house. Kind of delegitimizes everything you just said, doesn't it? Sort of.
Yeah. Well, we got a feel-good video at least, though. We actually do have a drag queen who is telling us.
Who has a message for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this.
What in the hell has a drag queen ever done to make you have so much respect for them and admire them so much?
Right.
Other than put on makeup and jump on the floor and writhe around and do sexual things on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely no idea why you would want that to influence your child.
Thank you.
Would you want a stripper or a porn star to influence your child?
No.
It makes no sense at all. A drag queen performs in a nightclub for adults.
Right.
There is a lot of filth that goes on, a lot of sexual stuff that goes on.
Yes.
And backstage, there's a lot of nudity, sex, and drugs.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? So I don't think that this is an avenue you would want your child to explore. They could explore dressing up at home like we all did, like all gay boys did. We all dressed at home and we had a great time. We had a great time with our girlfriends, putting on makeup, trying on clothes, things like that. But to actually get them involved in drag is extremely, extremely irresponsible on your part. And I understand you might want to look like you're with it, that you're cool, that you're woke, that you're not a Nazi, that you're not a homophobe, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
But you can raise your child to be just a normal, regular, everyday child without including them in gay, sexual things. And honestly, you're not doing the gay community any favors. In fact, you're hurting us, okay? We have already had a reputation of being pedophiles and being perverts and deviants. We don't need you to bring your children around. So you keep your kids at home or take them to Disneyland or take them to Chuck E. Cheese. But if you need your child to be entertained by a big human in a costume or in makeup, take them to the circus or something. When they turn 18, then why don't you take them to the clubs on their 18th birthday? Because it's an adult thing, okay? So don't ruin your child's life and don't ruin us, because that's what you're doing.
Nice.
Common sense, right?
Yes. Total and complete common sense. What is the argument for exposing our kids to all of this? It makes them less hateful. It makes them more tolerant. It grooms them to become that. That would be the fear there. Yeah. And no, thanks. I don't.
The world is bombarding our kids enough in every possible direction. Why would I go out of my way to expose them to this?
Really weird. I don't know. It's a strange phenomenon. You know, I thought when the first thing popped up with that really scary-looking drag queen at the library in New York that was doing the story times, I thought that was going to end it all.
Overplayed their hand.
Nope. Nope.
No, that was a pioneer move there.
That was just the very beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is spread like wildfire. Just like the trans movement,
well, they're organized.
The drag movement is incredible.
And this was it was organized.
Yeah.
You know, and different branches in every city. And hey, you got to get in there and you got to, I guarantee you, when they first started doing this, I bet the memos that were going back and forth were, you got to subtly hint that you wouldn't want the library to seem like they're hateful or not inclusive and just worm their way in to the point where, well, we got to let them in now or we'll get bad pub. I don't want to get bad publicity. I don't want people calling us a hater. Yeah.
It's incredible how fast this has happened, too. Then we have this interesting story. Over nearly 50 years, Leslie Sinclair has given a formidable 125 pints of blood. 125 pints. This guy gives blood all the time. But on his last trip, he was turned away because he refused to answer a question. Why don't you just answer the question, man? What's going on there? Dude. Bruh.
I don't know. What was the question?
Are you pregnant?
That was the question. What?
Yeah. Are you pregnant?
Who'd you say he was?
He's
60-year-old
Leslie Sinclair. He's 66.
Okay.
He was told to fill in a form which asked whether he was expecting a child or had been pregnant in the last 6 months.
And it's a
Again,
dude.
he's 66. But even more than that, he's a man. An actual, biological man. Not a man who's really a woman and just identifies as a man.
I see.
He's a man. And they know it because he's been there multiple times.
Feels like that would be self-evident.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
When he complained that, look, I'm a man in my 60s, the question doesn't apply to me, so don't ask me. It's stupid. I shouldn't have to answer that.
Good for him.
Yeah. Just on principle, he said, no, I'm not going to answer that. So they sent him home. He couldn't give blood.
Wow. So they literally sacrificed saving someone's life.
Right.
Over that stupid question.
Right. Over the weird wokeness that says a man has to tell you whether or not he's been pregnant. You can't figure that out on your own.
And where was this again?
Great Britain.
Britain.
Mm-hmm.
So Britain today, America tomorrow.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it's the other way around lately.
No kidding.
Sometimes we're actually ahead in the absurdity department.
And sometimes we're the trailblazers. Do they have Drag Queen Story Hour in Britain, do we know?
Not that I know of.
Do you think that when, you know how we have the communist goals for America?
Yeah.
Even it's so absurd that I bet they didn't even think, all right, we got to convince the public men can be pregnant and there's 300 genders. Like, even the communists that were trying to destroy this country didn't think of this ridiculousness.
No way.
They're like, oh, we should have done that one. Help.
All right, 888-900-3393. More coming up.
Pat Gray is here.
I am. It's true. Thank you. Appreciate your noticing. I got some tweets here as well. Charlie Freak 41. The left doesn't have children. They have yours. Don't ever forget that. Captain Nighttime America. By the time SCOTUS releases the abortion decision, they'll be safely out of the country. Probably in Manawa, Niarawa. It's probably true. And they should be, because these a-holes are at their houses already, and it's not even official. What's going to happen when the decision actually comes down and it's for real? Oof, I don't know. I think it's going to be a little scary there. We're going to have to grab onto something and hang on. Fox News just lost another massive settlement, $15 million, to a female former host who complained about gender-based pay disparities. So this was not a sexual assault kind of thing or harassment. It was like the soccer women. It was pay-based. The disparities between. Now, let me give you the name Melissa Francis. What does that mean to you? Who pops into mind? You ever heard of Melissa Francis? I mean,
I feel like
we're all
know.
Fox News watchers from time to time, right? But Melissa Francis? I wonder if the fact that we don't know her name and we're in this business, I wonder if that had something to do with her pay disparity. You know, if you were to say the name Bill O'Reilly, that probably means something to you. Sean Hannity probably means something to you. Could it have more to do with, I don't know, how popular they are as opposed to whether they're men or women? I don't know. I think Megyn Kelly was pretty well compensated. You know her name. You know who she is. She was making $15 million a year. But Melissa got $15 million. So, man, these settlements are amazing. They're outrageous. People are cashing in right now. This is a good time to sue somebody. Meanwhile, Brittany Griner from the WNBA is still in a Russian prison. She's still in jail. It's 110 days or something? And there's no set date as to when she can return home to the U.S. She appeared in a Russian court last Tuesday and had her detention extended until at least July 2nd. Why are we putting up with this? If she's convicted on charges where she had, you know what she did? She had hashish oil, just the oil, in her luggage. And so they convicted her on drug charges. She could face up to a decade in a Russian jail. And as far as I can tell, we're not doing anything about it. If this was LeBron James, I wonder if we'd be doing something about it. If this was Stephen Curry, I wonder if we'd be doing something about it. This might be a gender-based thing. This might. People should be yelling and screaming at the top of their lungs. Oh, geez. Then we're watching these pro-abortion teens that we showed a while ago, marching with little dolls in their hands because their wrists are bound. And I'm not sure what they're saying. What, you're forced to have that baby and carry it around? Is that what we're forcing you to do? Oh, man. Here's a good safety tip. Don't get pregnant. How about that? How about that choice? The choice to not get pregnant in the first place. If you don't want the, you don't want the baby, don't get pregnant. It's a good safety tip for you. And then you wouldn't have to kill the child because it wouldn't be there in the first place.
So there's a cause.
Is that
and effect?
a wacky thought?
There's cause
on my
and effect
part
here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess so.
You should write this down. I don't know the order.
I know.
How's this work?
I know. It's really, really confusing. But there was somebody who said something that really inspired me once.
I've got two daughters, 9 years old and 6 years old.
Right.
I'm going to teach them, first of all, about values and morals.
Sure.
But if they make a mistake,
yeah. What?
I don't want them punished with a baby.
With a baby?
I don't want them punished with
an STD.
An STD at the age of 16.
Right. So I'm going to teach them morals and stuff. But then when they go against those morals and get themselves into trouble, I'm also going to teach them there's no consequences to your action by sweeping that from their life. That's all. So easy. Again, have you ever thought of not getting pregnant in the first place? It's just a possibility. There are precautions you could take. Even if you're sexually active, you could do things to stop the pregnancy ahead of time. Okay. Just thought that might be a helpful hint. Maybe nobody's thought of that. I'm not sure.
Probably not, actually.
I don't think they do think of that anymore. That's not even a possibility. Oh, okay, you're going to tell us about abstinence. That's impossible. Is it? Yes, that's impossible. You're asking teenagers not to have sex with one another? And unprotected sex with one another? That's impossible. Is it? Okay. Well, you're probably right. It's impossible.
I almost to the point now where I respect the environmental freaks more than the pro-abortion freaks. Because the pro-abortion freaks, while just as committed to their religion of abortion as the environmentalist wackos, at least, the environmentalist wackos aren't saying, I am so passionate about murdering babies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their cause.
Yes.
At its root, they are out there in front of these justices' houses. Sometimes death threats are involved. This grotesque stuff that we're seeing on the TV there. This is all in the name of, I should have the right to kill children. Damn you if you don't let me have that right.
Yeah, and there's things you can do to avoid this whole problem in the first place. Okay, if you're going to be sexually active, at least use a condom or go on the pill or something to that effect. Or abstain until you're married and you want children. How about that?
Plan ahead.
What a concept what a Puritan concept that is. Wait, you're going to ask me to not have sex until I'm married and committed to somebody for life or longer? I know. It's and seriously, it is preposterous to the left to even suggest that. Yeah, we still haven't gotten to Kamala Harris's gendered disinformation. We'll have to do that coming up here in a minute. We also got some fun for you still to come on Pat Gray Unleashed.
Do not come. Do not come.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Well, hope you had a great Father's Day yesterday. Mine was nice. Is yours good, Keith?
So good.
Garby, future father-to-be?
Oh, is that right?
Good.
Not if I can help it.
Not if you can help it. No plans on that, huh? What are you, like 48 or something, and you don't have any... You're just not...
I mean, you know Corby. America is sending him a thank you card for not procreating.
All right. 888-900-3393. Kamala Harris announces the launch of a White House task force to stop online gendered disinformation.
Uh-oh.
Abuse. It's abuse is what it is.
I love it when the government gets into the business of censoring free speech.
Yeah, it's good, right? That's a good thing. Everybody wants that.
Yeah.
Vice President announced all of this. She praised the task force in her remarks as a means for societal progress, saying no one should have to endure abuse just because they're attempting to participate in society.
Oh, shut up.
I mean, I agree with that, but
yeah,
is that what's going on? Are we not allowing people to participate in society? A memo on the task force released by the White House condemned gendered disinformation and proclaimed the administration will be developing programs and policies to address online harassment, abuse, and disinformation campaigns targeting women and LGBTQI plus individuals.
Not the role of government.
Who are public and political figures, government and civic leaders, activists, and journalists in the United States and globally. So we're also going to protect global LGBTQI plus people. Okay, good. Yeah, that is the responsibility of our government, right? To protect people in other nations. The memo suggested that online harassment has devastating costs for democracy. Why would we care about that when we're not a democracy?
Oh, buckle up.
It undermines people's ability to exercise their human rights and participate in democracy.
Oh, there it is again.
Governance and civic life.
Oh,
whoops.
Whoa, that was emphatic.
That was emphatic. The way I ripped that page off and knocked my drink down.
Everything good? Did any spill?
No, a little bit.
Okay.
A couple of drops. I think it's okay.
That reminds me of that time in Houston when you knocked over...
that was bad.
Something, it was a larger cup.
That was like a 97 ouncer from 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Maybe a 197 ouncer. It was big. And I bumped into it, and it spilled all over the board.
Well, if you recall...
It was not good.
If you recall, the desks in Houston, they were cut out. And they had like a big old, I don't know, almost like a bowl.
I do remember that.
Right? Okay.
I do recall.
But you had just started your monologue.
Yeah.
And thankfully it was not a TV. It was just radio. But what people couldn't see is that I had about 700 paper towels that I was like trying to sop up this mess right under you while you're trying to give this like serious monologue, and I'm just like,
and it was like an ocean of soda.
And I was impressed because the divot there in the desk where I think a monitor could have said or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
It was so airtight that it didn't drip through to the floor.
Yeah.
It just sat in there. And since it was close to such sensitive electronic equipment, I thought I should probably mop this up right now.
I think you thought right.
So you were just, giving this monologue and like right underneath your chin, I'm just
sopping up an ocean
quicker picker
of soda. Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that this time was different.
Yeah, it was. I'm looking on the floor.
It's good.
I don't think there's anything.
Look at that.
It's pretty good.
Technology's come a long way in 20 years.
Well, yeah, you got the Yeti now, so you only have the little teeny area.
That's right.
It's not the whole exposed thing.
There you go.
And it keeps your beverage cold the whole time.
That's right.
These Yetis, this is not a commercial. They don't sponsor us, but I love them.
And that's your Patriot Mobile.
That's my
Yeti.
Patriot Mobile Yeti. Yeah, they gave it to me. So
I really like it.
I don't know what these cost. I think they're
not cheap.
No, they're not. But they are one of the best products you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that.
And
I could leave this out until tomorrow. There would still be ice in it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
It's incredible.
I have left it in the hot truck in the summertime.
Right.
And for hours upon hours, man.
It'll
the
stay.
ice is still, to one degree or another, still evidence that there was ice there. It's very
amazing.
impressive. Yeah. But on this governance board thing, this disinformation, whatever gender thing.
Are you pulling it back to the... Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Why is it the left
right.
can when the conservatives complain about how we're treated on social media, we get the, well, this is a private business, and you know,
and stop your whining too.
Right. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
Okay. So why is it okay for the government to get involved with this angle?
It's a good question.
It's the same thing, is it not?
Yes. It is. Except conservatives aren't protected. LGBTQI+ are. They are protected. And so the government will go out on a limb and make sure that there's no online abuse or harassment, which aim to preclude women from political decision-making about their own lives and communities.
Oh, shut up.
Undermine the functioning of democracy. There it is again.
Oh, 3 times in this one press release.
Gosh, this agenda to jam democracy down our throats, too, along with everything else. It's succeeding because everybody uses the word. Everybody calls it a democracy. Everybody's worried about we're on the brink of the end of democracy. We have not started democracy, and we're not going to. We never have. We never will. It's a failed form of governance. So don't worry about the democracy. We don't have one. All right. I'd rather talk about Yetis because I'm so pissed. Right? I'm tired of being pissed all the time, aren't you?
Well, then maybe we could go do fun stuff now instead.
We could.
You want to do that?
We could.
Okay.
Let me finish up with KGP, who had to deal with a reporter on Friday. The reporter wanted to know if Biden had been tested for COVID recently.
This guy is so paranoid. He's
first the AP asked
masked
you, the first
up.
question out of the gates was when the president was last tested. We just didn't get an answer to that.
I did. It's a regular cadence. That's what we do.
Regular
we will
cadence.
share this. We will share per CDC when he is a close contact, and he has not been a close contact. If he were a close contact, we will let you know.
Justin Trudeau.
Because in the past, you guys have always told us the date of the most recent test. So
And I'm scared.
Well, right now, I'm telling you, he has a regular cadence. I just don't have a date to share with you, but he does have a regular weekly cadence.
As soon as you find out today, your staff
We will
share with
we
us
will
when
be
the-
transparent about that. But he does have a weekly cadence. I just don't have a day in front of you of when he was last tested.
As soon as you go back there and find out the date, you'll share with us. You're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm telling you that he has a weekly cadence.
She's telling us about the weekly cadence, I think.
Well,
in the past, they've always told
we
us.
have always said it's a weekly cadence. We've always
it's
said
another.
that.
It's a weekly. They've always said
Tuesday, just yesterday,
weekly
he had a test,
cadence.
or on Sunday, he was tested. It was negative.
But the cadence.
But he hasn't been a close contact. What we have said now
is the
that
cadence,
if
the
he's
weekly
a close contact, according to the
cadence.
CDC,
Am I
the
right?
close contact of that the definition of a close contact,
Is the-
we will share that with
Yeah.
you. And then that's when his testing cadence would change.
His testing
has not
cadence would
changed.
change.
He gets tested once a week. I don't have the date in front of me at this time.
So he gets tested once a week. That's because in the
It's
past.
a
they
weekly.
didn't
Well,
do a
that's
regular
the weekly
cadence.
cadence.
No, it actually has
Or
never.
stupid.
It's always been a weekly cadence of getting tested.
There it is
He's
again.
only been tested once a week for the entirety of the time the president.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's-
What I'm saying
no.
is what we normally do is he gets tested weekly.
Right,
and
is that
that's
his
been,
cadence,
That's been
or-
his cadence.
Yeah, it
as
is.
when he's talking to, as in coordination with his doctor. There has been time where he's tested more than that because we've traveled. When we
Right.
traveled, we've all had to
Weekly
take
cadence?
tests as we're traveling or other things. Or when he went
Is that
to
your weekly
the White
cadence,
House
or-
Correspondents' Dinner,
Uh-huh.
we had to test as well. So sometimes it's not once a week. But I'm saying to
I
you
see.
right now,
Right
it's
now.
a weekly testing cadence.
A weekly
That's what we do
testing
as
cadence.
it's
Is that 11?
coordinated with his
I
doctor.
counted
9.
11.
Please understand that we're requesting to know as soon as you can. Tell us when the most recent test was.
Do you want? What don't you understand about weekly cadence?
Well, I'm already telling you he's getting tested regularly
in our
and a
report,
weekly test.
but I'm saying
Because that's his cadence.
So
Am I
the-
I'm
right?
telling
or-
you that he gets tested weekly.
Bro.
Okay,
So
go
let me
ahead.
ask
Even Ducey's laughing at him.
Wow.
That was actually a lot of fun
Wow.
because
Well, he seems scared.
Yes.
Out of his mind.
you're in the wrong business, bro.
I know. He's worried that he's been exposed, it sounds like.
He needs to work from home.
Yeah. Who was that guy? Couldn't tell with
Yeah,
the mask.
I recognize him and then I forget.
Huh.
He's like one of those actors you see in every B-rate movie. You're like, oh, I recognize that guy, but you don't know his name. I
She
think
is
he's-
so terrible, though.
Well, congrats
to get to
her.
the heart of the matter.
Well,
she is so terrible. To say cadence weekly, but what I'm saying to you is the weekly cadence, and then repeating that over and over.
I have
and over
never
and
heard
over.
that phrase at all.
I haven't either.
So
Never
I feel
heard of
like,
the
should I
weekly
know
cadence.
that? But however, let's credit where credit is due. She didn't have to constantly look at her notebook to come up with the phrase weekly cadence.
That's true. She was able to do that on her own.
Congrats, KJP, making progress.
Nice job.
All right.
Okay, she's getting better.
Boy, weekly cadence. But that guy, that guy right there, bugging her about Biden's testing, reminds me of we had the professor from Canada who tried to shame a United Airlines stewardess by tweeting out a picture of her saying, "This is Canada. You're supposed to wear a mask." And then, boy, he got ratioed into oblivion. That was fun. And of course, somebody found a picture of him 48 hours ago at some World Economic Forum gathering, maskless.
Of course.
These hypocrites.
Of course. So typical.
Yeah.
We also have this Canadian man who's going to be compensated, get this, for a vaccine injury. What?
I thought, wait, is that even a thing?
Wait. What? It's a safe and effective vaccine.
Yeah.
I'll thank you to acknowledge the fact that people don't get injured from this. 95% effectiveness, and nobody gets hurt.
That's what I hear.
It's safe and effective. And yet, here's this Canadian guy going to be compensated.
Oh, boy.
Huh.
With special braces for his legs.
I have no muscle or nerve movement or activity below my knees at this point.
Ross Whiteman is walking again, though with difficulty, and his hands, suffering nerve damage, have become stronger.
Both hands, they're
oh no!
As you can see, they're curled in, and I don't have a lot of wrist strength. That makes obviously doing pretty much everything a challenge.
The former pilot and realtor developed a rare neurological disorder called Guillain-Barré syndrome after receiving the AstraZeneca vaccine in April of 2021.
Is that the same thing Justin Bieber just came up with?
I don't know.
That sounds really familiar. And maybe it's not the exact same thing, but it's you get paralyzed in certain parts of your body. For Bieber, it was part of it. It was half of his face, and he couldn't move it. He still can't, I guess. Go back a few seconds, Rob, if you can. Let me hear the name of that disease again.
Pilot and realtor developed a rare neurological disorder called Guillain-Barré syndrome after receiving the AstraZeneca vaccine in April of 2021. Recent BC CDC data indicates just 10 people in the province have ever been hospitalized with GBS after a COVID vaccine.
I had full facial paralysis. I couldn't smile. I couldn't show my teeth or anything like that.
I'm just kind of focusing on moving my feet.
For Whiteman, who was also initially paralyzed from the waist down, physiotherapy became a full-time job as he learned to move again.
My world got flipped upside down.
He recently received a letter from the Federal Vaccine Injury Support Program validating his vaccine injury and saying he had been approved for compensation, one of only a handful in the country.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, and that report goes on and on to discuss other Canadians who are kind of waiting in the wings, hoping that they also get some sort of settlement. But and I guess the basis up there is that the government required it not only to be employed, as we know, but also to travel, which we all figured was going to come to America any day now.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that tide seems to have turned for now. But since they compelled him as a government, that's looks like some compensation.
Bieber's is Ramsay Hunt syndrome. So, but a lot of people were speculating that it came from the vaccine, and of course, stories were written that that's conspiracy nonsense. Didn't come from the vaccine. This guy, they don't seem to even dispute that it came from the vaccine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So you asked the question, and I don't know. I mean, in America.
So how did he sue the AstraZeneca company?
See, I don't know if they have the same
protections. Can't do that here.
Do they have the same protections in Canada?
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Wow. Dang. That would suck. I mean, I don't know how long that's going to go on for that poor guy, but...
Now, there is a way, it's a little controversial, but there actually is a way to avoid having a reaction to the COVID vaccine.
I can't imagine what that would be.
Well, it's tricky.
What is it?
So what you do is you don't get it.
Oh, wow.
So if you don't get the COVID vaccine,
but then aren't you a denier of some sort if you do that?
Sure.
Yeah.
And you're also free and clear of that happening.
You're like a Holocaust denier or
Same thing.
something like
Sure.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And just lump you in with all deniers.
That's cool. That's cool. Don't forget, what is the new phrase? Oh, gosh. It wasn't, what was it? Not January 6th denier. It was something with January 6th, right?
Was there?
It was last week when we were talking about it. Some congressman came up with a new phrase. You're like I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
Sure.
I don't remember. But we do have some fun to share with you because, I mean, it's been a morning full of disaster. So just to temper it a bit, we have this fun video of a switch pitcher at the MLB Combine. This would be pretty cool.
This would be cool.
You could pitch to righties and lefties if you could switch hands.
If you're not a baseball fan, you have certain percentages, better chance of...
Like lefties should pitch to lefties.
Right.
Righties to righties.
It's like because the ball comes from, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's harder to pick up.
Mm-hmm. So here he is at the Combine doing both hands. Pretty cool.
He's going to throw left-handed here. Cool. Some zip on it. Wait, this is a pretty cool glove, too. Whoa, look at me. I'll switch it up here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Then you don't have to go to your bullpen as much.
All right.
You're like, I'm just going to switch which way I'm going to pitch. By the way, if you have any doubts that the 2020 election was Biden all the way, if you have any questions whatsoever, you're an election denier. That's the phrase.
Election denier.
Election denier. Don't be an election denier, they say.
Okay. I'll try not to be, but it's hard.
Yeah, especially when you watch 2,000 Mules.
Yes. Yeah, that made it really, really hard.
Oh, and later this week, right? We're going to have Nick Searcy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's...
I think on Thursday.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that.
Capital Punishment movie, yeah.
Also, I got a fun TikTok video of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, wow.
On the couch, kind of responding to something that happened in the movie.
The show, yeah.
The Obi-Wan on Disney.
Wait, you should pause it.
Because Padme was smoking hot. As was your father. Last time I saw him.
So it's a young Leia asking if you're my father.
Yeah, Leia starts to think, because this guy who's trying to protect me, he knows a lot about what's going on in my life and stuff. Are you my dad? What? Watch this again.
Are you my real father?
Are you my father?
I was. Because Padme was smoking hot. As was your father. Last time I saw him.
Oh, too soon.
I love that. Is it, though? Because it was a long time ago in a galaxy really far away. So I don't know that it is too soon.
Okay.
But, maybe it's always too soon when you cut the guy's legs off one of his arms and then you leave him in the lava to die. Maybe it's always too soon for that.
And then, her mom's, I hate to, break the news to you in case you're not aware that she's gone too.
Yeah, she's gone. Yeah. We lost her.
You're not surprised by that? Because I got something over here that says you should be surprised to learn that Padme died years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a surprise?
You should act surprised.
Oh, I should?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Padme died?
Yeah, it's an older movie. I don't know if you're familiar with the story, but her mom is gone.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Really?
Sorry.
Leia's mom.
Leia's mom is gone. Yeah. You're surprised by that, right?
I am surprised.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
I'm surprised. You
Did I ruin the movie? The whole franchise ruined it for you right there.
Not for me, because I've seen them all, but for those who have yet to see them, they're pissed right now. They're really hacked off at you. Okay. That guy does a really good Obi-Wan, doesn't he? You'd think that was Ewan McGregor.
Smoking hot. So it was your father last time I saw him.
And yes, he was. He was burning up, as a matter of fact. That's how hot he was. He's actually burning to a crisp.
Because Padme was smoking hot. As was your father. Last time I saw him.
Oh, good stuff.
That's so funny. That is good stuff. That's how you use TikTok right there.
You're big on TikTok,
Oh
right?
my gosh, I can't get enough.
What do you do?
of
What do you do over there? What
TikTok.
kind of videos are you making for people?
It's hard to describe because they're just so unique and amazing, you know. And all 6 seconds, all of them. I subscribed to what TikTok did from the very beginning, wasn't it?
No,
TikTok,
that was
Snapchat.
Vine. No, that was Vine.
Vine? No, there was something else that did 6 seconds, bigger than Vine, I think.
Hang on.
Wasn't it in the original way that TikTok debuted? Wasn't that 6 seconds of video?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
But
I'm surprised Corby hasn't weighed in. He knows every app that's ever existed. Cool.
That true, Corby? You know every app?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Vine was 6 seconds.
Okay.
I don't know what else
Maybe it was just Vine.
I mean, you're Mr. Apps.
Yeah. Well, not Vine. I've never done Vine.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I didn't know that.
Okay.
Then we got this announcement that happened late Friday. Of course, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell hints that a digital dollar is on the way. Yay! Here he is.
Looking forward, rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar in the future. Most major economies already have or are in the process of developing instant 24/7 payments. Our own FedNow service will be coming online in 2023. And in light of the tremendous growth in crypto assets and stablecoins, we are examining whether a U.S. central bank digital currency would improve upon what is an already safe and efficient domestic payment system.
These guys are just trying desperately
As our white
to
paper
destroy
on this
us.
topic notes, a U.S. CBDC could also potentially help maintain the dollar's international standing.
Yeah, right. No. No. I'm going to say no to that.
Cashless society?
I'm going to say no.
More to me.
Yeah. So let's finish this off with how Italians deal with climate protesters, because this is supposed to be really good. Am I right?
Oh, look at that. Yeah, she's saying, get the hell out the road. I know Italian.
Oh, wow.
And he's saying, you suck.
Get out of the road. Look at this guy.
Right there.
That's awesome.
And then you suck, and you'll sit right here.
Pull you to the other side. Why don't people do this here? Why?
Too nice.
She's trying to crawl back in the road. He's trying to keep her out so she doesn't get killed. Stupid idiot.
Look at these losers.
Oh, they did get back in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Come over here.
That is so great.
I think that graphic says these people on the ground suck. I honestly don't know how long this goes on, but
I love it. I don't know what they're saying. They could be swearing every word. But here's another guy that's going to join the party.
Get a job.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that is their job. I mean, they're paid by people like George Soros.
True.
And this is what they're supposed to do. Sit in the road.
I love that.
Make life miserable for everyone.
I've never seen anybody do this in the United States. This is brilliant.
Yeah, it's so simple, too.
That's what you do.
Honestly.
Well, I mean, what morons?
Just start running over them. I'm not kidding. You run right over their foot, and you see what they do. Just slowly pull
It would be their fault. They're not supposed to be in the road.
Yep.
You are with your car. Wow, that's crazy. Wow.
I'm glad I've never experienced that, but
Yeah.
there's just like this sliver of me that wants to.
I know.
Come on. Park it right here in the middle of 114. See what happens.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.